of getting married just to get a divorce. You know it's tea when you see them two fingers touching. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Sophiejo Show. It's the Sophiejo, hey, the Sophiejo Show. We are back with another episode of the Sophiejo Show. Thanks so much for being here. Let's just get right into our conversation for today. Really excited to be here. Okay, so in this episode, I want to talk a little bit about just what's going on in the Bravo world, especially on the heels of Miss Nene Lanithia Leaks coming back to Bravo. Yay, finally, it's about time. So I'm going to talk about that, talk a little bit more about just what's going on over there on Bravo, and give some of my very thought out opinions. And then also we are going to get a little bit into the Kristy and Desmond Scott breakup, but I'm going to do a deep dive on it so you can hear all my thoughts and opinions, not just on them specifically, but on marriage as a whole, in my opinion on it. Lastly, of course, even though by the time y'all are watching this, it's the day after MLK's celebration, but today is, well, his birthday was days ago, but, you know, today is a federal holiday for Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, so happy birthday, Dr. Martin Luther King, and, yeah, let's get right into the show. Okay, I don't know if I want to talk about Traitors, Potomac Housewives, or Married to Medicine first, because I just have really good opinions. So I'm just going to start off first with Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, I've been watching these couple, well, I always watch the seasons, but the last couple episodes, things stood out to me, and I was like, I have to share my opinion on Miss Gizelle, because it's driving me insane. 2 episodes ago, the girls took a trip to visit the new cast member Angel's home in Colorado. Angel's been hyping her home up and saying it's fab, and yeah. It is a nice home. So they get there, and the girls are seeing the house and all that. Everybody is able to say, wow, whether they like Angel or not. They're giving their compliments. Angel, you have a beautiful home, lovely family. I like your yard. I like the furniture. I like, oh, wow, look at this bathroom. Like, they're being very nice and complimentary because it is a nice home. Guess who's radio silent? Can't even muster up not one piece of compliment. Gizelle, Miss Bitter, Wrinkled Neck, Ankles, Jealous herself. Gizelle is such a hater, she can't even play it off. You know, some people like me, I have a really good poker face. She can't play off anything. If she's a bona fide hater. She cannot hide it. She couldn't squeak. We all know that girl house is nice, and everybody else is saying the same thing. Like, she's trying to find anything wrong. She can't squeeze out, Angel, you have a lovely home. She can't. You know why? Because she is jealous. And I want to get into a deep dive about Miss Gizelle Bryant. From watching Gizelle on Potomac over the years, I've noticed if a woman is doing better than her, Gizelle automatically hates her, automatically has to find anything wrong with her life, her looks, anything, and try to tear her down and just be evil and hateful and bitter. Prime example. Let's think back to when Monique Samuels was first on Housewives, and to the outside world, it looked like she was living a picture perfect life. Okay. So she has the retired NFL player husband. They've been together for a while. They have kids together, multiple homes. From the outside looking in, they have the American dream, white picket fence, dog in the back and all, or bird in the house and all. Gizelle hates that. Gizelle's marriage is destroyed. And then she brought him back, and the man embarrassed her on national TV. The biggest humiliation reunion ever. Anything that looks almost perfect, Gizelle is jealous of. I hate to say it because she doesn't have a man, because she has a family. Her kids are, grown now, but anything that seems to be the ideal picture perfect life, she's instantly jealous. And this is what happens when women center men. Your whole personality trait, your entire life is centered around a man's opinion, a man's approval. Your whole worthiness. Gizelle gives me, because everyone always calls her pretty girl. Her whole life she's been hearing that. She's probably had her pick of the litter with men, hey. So in her mind, her value is within men. And now that she's getting older, She don't have the perfect picture perfect family anymore because that man and cheated and left and went on to the next lady, and you are here alone. So I think that's why she was jealous of Monique. But if people pay attention, Gizelle, I think it was when Gizelle and Monique made up this season, and she said something along the lines of, like, she basically told off on herself that she is a bona fide hater. She was like, back when Monique was first on here, she wasn't relatable. I couldn't relate to her. She couldn't relate to her because she had a picture perfect life. And Gizelle hates anybody who seems to be doing well for themselves in that family unit lifestyle. Now that Monique is divorced, she's a single black female, she's more aligned with Gizelle. Now she's relatable. Now Giselle's coming around with Monique. Now she's cool with Monique. Now she likes Monique because she's miserable just like her now. But Monique isn't miserable. But what I'm trying to say is now she's single. Now she's without a man. She's less of. Now Gizelle sees her as, oh, I can relate to her. We got a lot in common. She doesn't see her as a threat or as an enemy. She sees her as, oh, you my equal now. Bonafide hater. And that's why Quad had to get it together on Watch What Happens Live. Another thing on Potomac. 2 episodes ago, when the girls came down to Angel's house in Colorado, you can kind of see like a little, I don't want to say behind the scene footage or like off camera moment Angel was having with her husband Bobby. And she was like, she only wants to be with the ladies during the day. At night, she wants to be with her family and with her kids and stuff, which is completely fine. But I'm going to tell you this, Angel, this ain't the job for you. This show is for single women who don't have to go home to a family, a husband and a family, basically. They want to be footloose free in the streets, at the bar, at the club, at the parties, at the gatherings, at the galas, at the this and the that. Okay? It's not for what you have. I'm just being honest. And what you have is beautiful. So I wouldn't let this show break that apart if you care about your family more than you do this show. Even though the show is called The Real Housewives, none of these hoes married, besides Dr. Wendy. And this is not that kind of show where it's like, I just want to be here. Like, I want to pop in and have a little bit of fun with the girls, and I want to go home and be a real housewife, which is what the show is supposed to be about. But this show is about mess. It's about drama. It's about single women. It looks like being bitter because they have no man. That's what it seems like. Dating around, which is cool. And it's not for someone who has a picture perfect life already. Hello. That's why Gizelle is still here multiple seasons. And that's why Angel, some of the girls are hating on you. I'm not taking up for Angel. I don't think she should come back next season because to me, she's actually quite boring and too sensitive for this job. You need to be working at the library or something. Because this show requires you to be quick on your feet, take it on the chin, quick with the comebacks. Like, it's not that serious. Y'all are getting paid thousands and thousands of dollars to just be shady, read each other, give the looks, and go on trips. But you getting your feelings too quick. They call you one thing, they say one thing, you call them Bobby. Yeah. It's not the show for you. Stick with your family. Because this show, we've seen, reality TV, it has a curse or something. It's known to break nice families up. That is my spiel on Real Housewives of Potomac. I am a reality TV connoisseur. I actually have a cup that says like reality TV or whatever. So yeah, let's get a little bit into Traitors on Peacock. Oh my gosh, guys. I don't have too much of an opinion with Traitors for this past episode or two, but I do want to say, and I just find it so interesting that I'm about to say this, but y'all, we all know Michael Rappaport has been voted home, but and I'm not a Michael Rappaport fan, please believe me, but for some reason, this final episode with him in it, I started to feel a little bad for him. Like, I don't know, I just think it not that it was bully, but it was kind of giving bully. Like, imagine you just like going to school or going to work, whatever. Everybody, the entire office, the entire classroom is against you. They saying something, you know it's not true. It's not true. But they have made this narrative in their mind. They believe it so much. They're talking about you. You too loud. You're a big bully. You're an awful traitor. You're an awful faithful. Rally the troops. And you know for a fact it's not true. You try to defend yourself. Nobody is coming to your defense. You solo dolo. It's you versus 25. And you get voted home. I would have been so mad because one thing I cannot stand is for somebody to be spewing lies and passing judgment on me about something that's not even true. If you're going to talk about me, at least talk about the truth. Come correct. But no. So he ended up getting sent home. Now, of course, am I a fan of Michael Rappaport? Absolutely not. But I'm just saying, in this show, it just seemed like he came in, I guess because his reputation is so rah-rah, like people already who knew him already had their opinions about him and their minds made up about him, and nothing that he said or did was going to help. But he's gone. So, yeah. I do not like, I don't even know the boy's name. Conrad, the boy, the guy who used to be a football player, was on The Bachelor. I'm not a big fan of him. And even though we know as a viewer, we know he's not a traitor, his behavior in the house is very traitor-ish. So the other people should be becoming more suspicious and like, you know what? I think he's a traitor. Everybody he bring up, he wrong. And he moves with that traitor energy, like just like he know what he's talking about. He know for sure. Like, no. That's my thoughts on Traitors. Do y'all watch Traitors? Because if you do, let's discuss in the chat below. Do y'all think I should get on Twitch? I kind of want to get on Twitch. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I can boost my show, get more viewers, get more eyeballs on it. I know Twitch is really huge. Am I too old for Twitch? Like, I'm still in my 20s. Am I too old for Twitch? I don't know. So, y'all let me know. Oh, lastly for the Bravo segment, guys, I have to give my thoughts and opinions about Married to Medicine, in particular, Dr. Simone and Quad. Where do I start? Okay. We always see Dr. Simone and Quad at odds getting into it. And we really don't know the root of it, but I have figured it out. Dr. Simone, even though she is esteemed, well-established, well-respected, a doctor, she's jealous of Quad. Period, point blank. Let's call it what it is. Let's not be blind to it. Okay? It's obvious to me. Read between the lines. Dr. Simone has been a young woman who had to grow up, study and work really, 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 really hard, go to medical school for 8+ years, do a residency, get her own practice, been a doctor for umpteen years, worked really hard for herself. She got it out the mud herself. Didn't use somebody, didn't need help. She did it herself, independent woman. Has been able to raise an entire family, plus her husband. Oh, sorry, Cecil. I like Cecil too. Like, I really like Cecil. I just love his personality. Like, I like those kind of people. Anyways, she has done that through hard work and dedication. And it's gained her access, money, and now the show, fame, popularity. But coming from her background, you work hard for what you want. When she gets around Quad, she goes, now how the hell did I have to scuffle to earn every dime that I have using my brain, my hands, to become who I am today? And there's this beautiful lady here who is living almost the same, if not better, lifestyle than me, and she ain't had to do much. Don't get me wrong. Miss Quad has a college degree. Is she a doctor? No, but I don't want to negate the fact that she is educated as well. But I think when Dr. Simone looks at a Quad, looks at a Toya, this is why early on in the seasons of Married to Medicine, Dr. Simone didn't like Toya. She called her a box of rocks. She thought she was dumb, and she has a college education as well. She doesn't understand how these kinds of ladies, a Quad, a Toya, an Evelyn Lozada, a Drea, these girls, hold on now, because I had to, like I said, work hard for everything I have, and it just comes to you easy because you're pretty, and men don't mind paying your way through life. Not saying these women have slept their way to whatever positions they are, but what we're saying is we on the same playing field. We on the same show. We driving the same cars. We got the same bags. We go on the same trips. But I have had to really work, and study for what I have. And you have married into what you have, or, you know, been around the right kind of people to gain what I have. So guess what? I'm a little bit jealous and bitter, because if I knew I could have took the easy route, easy way out, I would have did that. But guess what? You ain't got it. Like Nene said, you got the eye, but you ain't got the T. Some girls, and I'm a young woman, so I'm seeing how the world is, and I'm understanding how things are going as I'm progressing through life and getting older. Some girls just have what I call the it factor, a certain je ne sais quoi. Men, in particular men, will give you whatever you want just based on how you look. Some of these women, don't get me wrong, they are sleeping with these men, okay, to get to the top and get to where they want to be. But it's certain women, they don't have to do much, okay? And they are attaining a wonderful lifestyle from the outside looking in. And then there's some women who, I don't want to say it's all based on looks, but we are a very, what's the word? We are a very, what's the word when everything is based on how you look and appearance? There's a word for it. I can't think of it. Materialistic? No, not materialistic. Shallow. We're very shallow. If you look a certain way, you act a certain way, you carry yourself a certain way, you're around a certain kind of people, men, I'm talking from as a woman, men will provide you things in a lifestyle that some women have to really work hard for. And I don't want to say it's because of looks, but a lot of times it is because of how you look. If you're pretty, your body T, more things are just, it's just easier for you in life. And that's kind of what like Sprinkle on TikTok be saying. That's what Ashley Dalton on TikTok, what she says. People think that these ladies get on TikTok and they're telling women to basically like be a hoe or like sell yourself for money. That's not what they're saying. You got to be a little bit smarter. They're saying if you carry yourself a certain way, you will have an easier way through life. And I agree with that, and I believe it. Okay, I said all that to say, at the end of the day, Dr. Simone is obviously jealous of Quad. Once again, that's why she's like, I want to pull the VIN number. I want to see how much your house costs. I want to see how much your townhouse is. How are you affording? She doesn't understand how you are affording all these privileges in life, the same as she has. And to her, Quad ain't doing nothing to get the money. She just can't believe it. And also, we heard Dr. Simone saying a couple episodes ago on Married to Medicine, I want me a high-rise downtown. Like, she wants to live. I think she spent so much of her years in her younger days working, which is very commendable, working and studying to become a doctor, which is amazing. Don't get me wrong, okay? But I think she is yearning for that single. Basically, I think she just didn't have a hoe phase. That's basically what it is. She wants to live a single, young, fun life. Because that's what I picked up from when she said she wants to have a high-rise downtown. And to her, Quad lives that lifestyle. Yeah, Quad has a man now, but for a while, Quad was single, having fun, popping it. And I think Dr. Simone, low-key, is a little bit envious of that freedom. The what's it called? She's not attached to anything. Nothing's tying her back or holding her back. She has no kids. She's not married. She's able to just do things. And I think Dr. Simone sometimes is envious of that. Y'all come in and let me know if I'm right or if I'm right. Because I know I'm right about this one. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the super duper viral TikTok couple, Kristy and Desmond Scott, breaking up. I'm not going to hold you guys. I didn't have a clue who they were. But I know that they are a super duper popular couple on social media. They do like couple skits and couple things. To a lot of people, they were couple goals. But they have decided to break up. I think it was rumored that he was cheating on her or something like that. I'm not really sure about the ins and outs. But because of this, I wanted to talk about the dissolution of marriages in today's world, today's society, today's generation. I think, in my opinion, marriages just don't last, okay? Back in the day they did, and I think a lot of that was torture. And today's time, ain't nobody trying to stay together no more. You know why? Because if something is not of service to you anymore, if something is not serving you in a positive way anymore, I think people are just saying, you know what? I have the will and the right and the freedom to walk away from this. Okay, I said some vows. Whoop-de-doo. I'm not about to sit in a relationship or a marriage and be miserable and start to hate myself and hate going home when all I got to do is I'm ready to file them papers. That's it. And then you can move on with your life. And there might be a extremely more blissful life on the other side of that marriage than being tortured in the marriage that you are in right now. That's one side of it. But I did want to say here are a couple different reasons why divorces happen so often, especially in America nowadays. One, divorce is more accepted socially. Back in the day, you say you get a divorce, it's like, oh my God, they're getting a divorce. Nowadays, it's like, girl, I'm getting a divorce. Girl, let's have a divorce party. It's almost celebrated. And once again, I think it's because people are willing to put themselves first versus put their marriage first. Now, to some people, that might be like, when you are married, you become one under the Lord. And you in that house miserable every day. Versus, you know what? I have the authority over my own life and I can just walk away. Okay, secondly, I also think it's just a totally different time. A lot of times back in the day, when it comes to the male and female standpoint in a household, a lot of the times women were at home and the men were the breadwinners. So if the woman wanted to leave, she low-key couldn't. Because what the heck was she going to do? She had no bread. She had no money. And when you have no money, unfortunately, that kind of means you have no resources, or sometimes it blurs your vision and it makes you think there is no way out there. What else am I going to do? I've been with this man for 30 years. I done had 10 kids. I've done nothing but get pregnant and have babies. If I were to get a divorce, what am I going to do? I have no experience. I have no education. All I've been doing is getting pregnant. So what am I going to do? And it forced them, I think, to stay in that marriage whether they liked it or not, because they didn't see a life outside of that household. That's why it's so important to have self-validation and to have self-worth. And even if you are in a beautiful marriage or relationship and you love your kids and you love your husband, you still should have an identity outside of that. Because what if something happened and you lost everybody and everything? Then what? Who are you at the end of the day? Another reason divorces are at high rate nowadays. I think because nowadays men and women both work in a household, like because everybody's working, I think it kind of takes away the time from that relationship. Like, oh, I'm at work. Oh, I'm at work. Oh, I get off at 5. Oh, I get off at 8. Like y'all are missing those hours of valuable time with each other because y'all too busy at work. Y'all ain't got time to see each other. Ooh, another thing, because of social media, I think it's easier for spouses to seek outside, relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day before social media, yeah, don't get me wrong, because people was cheating. My granddaddy was one of them, okay? But you was cheating, but it was only so far you could go. Like, we know you cheating because we know. Word gets around town. Now you literally have access to all women around the world, and it's just, there's more options, I guess. I don't know. It sounds really bad to say it like that, but there's more like options of who you can be with versus back in the day, you knew the people in your town or if you went out of town or whatever, but now you can see and talk to anybody in the world because of your phone. And also, like I said earlier, I feel like nowadays we view marriage as more disposable. Is it disposable or disposal? Ooh, is it disposal or disposable? We can throw it away now. Like, we look at it as more disposable versus permanent. I feel like back in the days, you know, people took their vows serious. Oath unto God. They was locked in till health, till sick. What is it? What is it? Till sickness and health, till death do us part. Now it's like, all right, I'll be all right. And, you know, I come from a multi-generational divorced household. My parents got divorced. They were together, I think, 16 years, and they got a divorce when I was in 6th grade, or like 5th or 6th grade. So, boom, that's one. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm happy that divorce happened, huh? And that's what I'm saying. Don't stay in a situation and then you miserable. And now if you have kids, your kids are feeling all that misery and absorbing all that negativity and negative energy. Get them folks out of there. Sign them papers. That's all I'm saying. So my parents divorced. And also, which I just realized when I was producing the show today for this episode, both of my mom's, my paternal and maternal side are divorcees. So my mom's parents divorced after being together for 30 years. My dad's parents divorced. I don't know how long they were together, but my grandparents on both sides divorced. My parents divorced. To be honest, I ain't gonna hold you. All my aunts and uncles divorced. Some of them never been married, but majority divorced. Like, all I see is divorce. I do. Do I think some of them should have worked it out? Maybe, but I also believe in not being in something that is no longer serving you in a positive way. So my opinion and views on marriage, you know what's so interesting? I think I'm just, you know, cut from a different cloth, maybe. I have never, for real, you know how like a lot of young girls, you hear like little kids, you know, oh, I can't wait to get married. I've been dreaming. Like, I watched a lot of Say Yes to the Dress episodes, and they're like, I've been dreaming of this day since I was 12. Like, I ain't never been dreaming of this day. Not in a bad way. Like, if somebody were to propose to me, I think I would be just so shook to my core. Like, oh my, I wouldn't even know what to say. I don't think it would be an immediate yes. Not that I don't love you, but that's a big commitment in my opinion. And back to what I was saying. As a young girl, I never just sat around and was like, I can't wait to have kids and be married and roll off in the carriage with the sunset. You know, I never dreamed in that color. And I don't think that I'm less than because I don't think that way. My personal opinion about it, I don't think marriage is all that, to be honest. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful when you decide to make a commitment to one another, but I think it's even more beautiful and powerful when you actually stick to your vows and you stay together. But I also think you can do that without getting married. Like, I think you can be committed to somebody verbally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, without having that piece of paper. Now, we all know, in my opinion, the only part that's good for legally getting married is for, like, if your spouse unfortunately dies. Because imagine you have passed on and everything you've worked hard for and just different entities and all that stuff goes to the state or goes to whoever, because the person who's been by your side, your right hand man for umpteen years, they get nothing because y'all ain't legally married. That's the only positive part that I can see about marriage. Another positive part, this is very superficial and materialistic of me, but now I love a good ring. I love a nice shiny big rock on my hand. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, maybe I just need to mature more, but I've just never really been I can't wait till I find my husband and get married, because I really think you can be with somebody forever and not legally be married. Because it's really about the connection between you and him, the commitment to you and him or her, whoever that you guys have between, each other. But I also, on the other side of that coin, I think that it's beautiful and that it's amazing for humans to go throughout their lifespan. We ain't even here that long. And I think you should have as many connections as possible. I'm not saying, I don't want people to take that and think I'm saying be a hoe. I'm saying I think it's beautiful when you can make as many connections and relationships with people as possible, whether it's friendships, whether it's parental relationships, cousin relationships, romantic relationships, because we are really just one spirit to another spirit connecting and bonding. Okay, we went to a whole nother level, but yeah, that's my spiel and my thoughts and opinions on marriage. And I don't know about Kristy and Desmond. Hey, like I said, if you are miserable, just don't drag the other person through that misery with you. Just be like, you know what? It might be hard and it might be rough, but I think it's important to be honest. That's what we need in these relationships. Honesty. You know what? This relationship ain't working for me no more. And it might be sad for you. It might be sad for me. It might be heartbreaking. But guess what? I ain't finna sit nowhere and be miserable when I know I have the option to exit stage left. Okay. Anywho, y'all, it is Martin Luther King's birthday, and I just want to say, I'm super excited to be black. To be black in America can be hard. It is hard at times. It is always hard, low key, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't know what other race. You know what? Actually, if I could, I'm not going to get into that, but whatever. Sometimes I wonder, how, if MLK were alive here today, what his views would be of black people in America today. Would he be proud of us? Would he be disappointed? I wonder sometimes, our monumental, foundational leaders of this country, black people, how they feel like we're doing. Like, give us a progress report. How y'all think we doing? Are we, doing good? Are we letting y'all down? I think we're doing okay. The only thing I think MLK would be disappointed in is like our beef amongst ourselves. I think black people, we need to unify and like each other more, have more compassion and love and empathy for each other, and not be so hostile. Not everybody, of course, but I'm just saying I think he would want more unity for our black people here in America. We got to stop killing each other. We got to stop fighting each other. We got to stop cursing each other out. If anything, we need to be cursing out them other folks, okay? But that's a whole nother show for a whole nother segment, because y'all know I will get on my Malcolm X soapbox. So thank you guys for tuning in to the Sophiejo show. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Make sure y'all comment down below what y'all want to talk about. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in my next episode. So much time to find you a place, oh boy. I nearly lost my mind. What am I doing wrong to make you stay all night? Me feel, yeah, I'm so gone, you make me. Okay, 3, 2, 1.